Hey guys, my name is Pastor Jesse. Welcome to the weekly, the week of November 28th. Today we are talking about finding joy in the mess of life. Today we're talking about finding joy in the midst of the mess. When you walk into my front door, you'll see a sign up on the wall that says, "Pardon the mess, but my children are making memories." The mess of life is real for all of us in different ways, and the mess of life, all of the different struggles and challenges that we experience, can really cause us to become numb to joy. What does joy really feel like? Are you experiencing joy right now in your life? Or do you feel like, man, I remember having joy, but it's been a long time? The mess of life can cause us to become numb to joy. This message is called The End of Joy, and it's kind of a play on words. I'm using the word end as the word telos. Telos in philosophy means the end of something, the purpose of something, the goal of something. What is the end, the telos, the goal of joy? I use the example of the difference on a sailboat between a rope and a line. You see, a rope is just, a rope that's coiled up and is not attached to anything, but a line on a sailboat is attached to something and has a particular purpose for that rope. It becomes a line when it's attached. It's tethered to something. It has an end in mind. And for us, we can have joy in the midst of our lives today because the end of our lives from God has a glorious ending. And so in Matthew 13, Jesus teaches 7 different parables, and we focus on 3 of those parables. And the first one is the parable of the weeds. And it's simply like there's this grain that's planted by Jesus, and then there's the weeds that are planted by the devil. And the growth of those 2 different kinds of plants have 2 very different eternal ends. We're talking about heaven and hell. Jesus breaks it down in Matthew 13, what he is talking about. Why talk about heaven and hell when it comes to joy? Because until we know what we have been saved from, we won't be able to experience the joy of the grace of God, the forgiveness of God, that we will never be there. Until we understand what we have been saved from, we can never experience the joy that we will never be there, and the joy of where our end, where our telos truly will be. And so in the next 2 parables, after Jesus teaches about this kind of eternal 2 destinations, 2 different telos, 2 different ends, he says the kingdom of heaven is like treasure hidden in a field, or like this pearl of great price that somebody discovers and finds. Both of these 2 things, these 2 different people in these 2 different parables realize this thing that I have found is more valuable and more treasurable than any other thing in life. So they sell everything, go all in to receive this thing that they found, which is in the parable, the kingdom of heaven. And so I kind of use this example. If right now you could win a lottery ticket, the California lottery is at $203 million. Or you can receive the kingdom of heaven, but you can only choose one. Right now, I offer you both. Which one would you choose? Man, can you imagine what you could do with $203 million? But would you rather have that or receive the kingdom of heaven? You can only choose one. You see, Jesus tells us that what good is it for a person to gain the whole world but lose their soul? And what Jesus is trying to help us understand is there truly is more joy and value in the eternal reality of the kingdom of heaven, our eternal destiny, than what this world can offer and to give to us. And so the joy of the kingdom of heaven is in eternal life, which begins the moment you say yes to Jesus, not when you die, but today. And so it's just this simple gospel, the simple good news of God that is the anchor, the source, the telos of our joy. So the discussion questions for you are, number 1, read Matthew 13, 36 through 46. These 10 verses capture these 3 parables. The 3 questions are, what is Jesus intending the listener, you, to understand in each of the parables. So discuss each parable. The second question is, why is joy found in trading everything for the kingdom of heaven? Why is joy found in trading all of your life for the kingdom of heaven? And finally, how will you have true joy in the midst of the messes of your life? God bless.